Hello and welcome to video number 1, which is the introduction. Now, I want to say before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about mindset, meaning you want to be in the right frame of mind before you get started. And I want to clear some things up a little bit just so that you can gain some confidence as well. So for a lot of people, the thought of having to sell can be very intimidating unless you're a natural born salesperson or that is your job. Now, thankfully, this method is all about providing value first. If you think about it, how many times have you trusted someone after they have provided immense value? In other words, providing helpful tips is actually something that is easy to do. So here's a quick video's overview of what's inside this video course. Obviously, this is video number 1. Video number 2, we're going to talk about objections, or in other words, potential roadblocks or the reasons why your prospect might be thinking, no, I don't want to use your service, or no, I don't want to do this, or why they might be skeptical. Understanding that can really help you when it comes to utilizing the method, which is basically creating videos showing them how they can improve. So by creating these videos, it really knocks down the objections. But in addition to that, it also helps you get an idea of what you can talk about. Video number 3, we'll talk about 3 things that your prospects want, which is a lot of times an overlooked factor. And the 3 things are basically the end result that your clients want, whether it's leads, whether it's traffic, or whether it is profit. So video number 4, we'll talk about the actual method, which I've basically talked about briefly just now, but we'll dive in further in that video. Video number 5, we'll expand the method and talk about it a little more. And then, of course, video number 6, this method will allow you to become essentially the digital marketer in that specific niche. So in other words, if somebody is within that niche, they're more likely going to hire you if you utilize this specific method. Okay, so let's talk about getting started. So this method requires you to create screencast videos. Now, don't worry, you don't have to show your face, but to achieve this, you're going to need to have 2 things. You're going to need to have a microphone. Now, most computers have mics or a basic microphone. You don't need anything fancy for this as long as your voice is clear. If you're utilizing a mic and your voice is, staticky and not clear at all, that's a problem because your prospect, unfortunately, is going to judge a book by its cover. So they're going to judge you based on the quality of your mic. Now, we'll talk more about different types of mics that you can purchase that are actually really cheap that you can buy if you want to go down that route. But for the most part, most of you should have a decent mic. Second of all, you're going to need to have a screencasting software. In other words, a software that will allow you to record what is going on your screen, on your computer screen. Now, there are several out there ranging from free apps to paid apps, which we'll cover later down the road. Now, don't worry if you don't like the sound of your voice. A lot of people say, I don't want to create videos because I don't like the sound of my voice. Well, if that's the case, the reality is your prospects don't really care. While they will judge based on the quality and based on what you provide in terms of the immense value that you provide to them. So don't worry about that. All right. So with that said, let's move on to video number 2.